Namaste. See, today is International Day of Happiness. I think it is very good that we are tagging, we are naming days for a particular cause. Like we have International Yoga Day. Now, today's day, that is March 20, is celebrated as International Day of Happiness. So when we tag a particular day for a particular positive cause, I think it is a very good thing. What it does is uh, it changes our perspective in our life. It helps us to look at life in a particular way. That's my feeling. So it is good to give a name for a particular day. Like today is International Day of Happiness. It is good to give a particular name to that particular day. Like few days back, there was a World Consumer Rights Day. So similar way, it is nothing wrong in labeling days for a particular cause, but that cause has to be positive. It has to be healthy. It has to be meaningful. So since today is International Day of Happiness, as usual, I wish to share my thoughts. See, what is it that makes us happy or unhappy? Now, if you peep into the entire humanity, why are we in fact here on earth? Nobody knows this whole creation, how it came. We have a lot of theories, both uh, in the modern science and also, let's say, if we go into Hinduism, they have their own theories about the creation and all that stuff. But still, we have no idea how this creation came in. But we have this house. So we are living on this planet Earth, but then we are not happy. I mean, science has given us so much of advancement into technology. We have these gadgets, we have roads, we have buildings, we have vehicles, and the science is accelerating into their own space. Tomorrow we may have unimaginable gadgets in our hand. Michio Kaku he goes even in saying that we may be able to control weathers, we may be able to control sun and moon through our gadgets. I don't know. Well, that's part of science. I think the way science is moving, probably it is possible in the future. But then the basic question is, uh, why are we not happy? What is it that makes us happy or sad? Now, let's say if you go, the whole of Buddha's philosophy is on this. So his whole philosophy is that he says, I agree that there is dukkha in life. And second, he says, there is a way to get rid of this. And that tool that he talks about is right mindfulness. And then he attributes everything to desires. You must have heard even our Swamis, fake gurus, fake sadgurus, talking about desires, not to have desires. See, we need to differentiate this very clearly. I have been saying this in all my videos. We have to differentiate between needs and desires. See, let's say I'm hungry. I don't get food. Let's say I get angry. It's quite obvious because this unit is a biological unit. This unit is a biological unit. It has its own physiology. It has its own psychology. Please understand this very clearly. So all needs are there to be fulfilled. I am thirsty. I don't get a water. I don't get water. I feel angry. I feel frustrated. I feel I'm at unease. And that's natural. That's obvious. But I think the whole thing boils down to a dil mange more. Now that is a desire. So desires are, they can be as big as possible. They can be infinite, right? So unfulfillment of a need and unfulfillment of a desire. This we need to distinguish. This we need to differentiate. And I'm saying this very, very clearly. All needs are to be fulfilled. If all needs are coming from, let us say, this biological entity, if they are emanating from you, you have to fulfill them. Repression will not help. Suppression will not help. Repression will give you unhappiness. Suppression will give you unhappiness. And expression also gives you unhappiness if the expression is negative. If for my need, my expression is negative, if I harm somebody, if I harm my existence, it will hit me back today or tomorrow in some way or the other, which we call the laws of karma. Laws of karma are laws of cause and effect, but at a psychological level, even at a doing level, but at the level of our doing. So when we say karma, we are not talking about the cosmic karmas. You don't bother about the cosmos. We have to bother about the individual consciousness and the collective consciousness. So when we say karma, karma are also laws, but they are laws that they are cause and effect. They are laws of cause and effect, but of the human world. We are more concerned with the human world. Physics also talks about the laws of physics, but the laws of physics are for the world, for the existence, right? So go into these things, that is the needs and desires. So need for a food, need for a sleep, need of love, all those have to be fulfilled. But find out, what is that? Is it a desire or is it a need? So suppose if a need is not fulfilled, it is obvious that you will feel frustrated today or tomorrow. So that frustration is bound to come. Now, this way we have to analyze our life and we have to work towards it. Whatever that is, X, Y, Z, and if that is my need, if it is not there, I will have to work for it. I cannot remain jobless and talk about a mobile phone, talk about a car, talk about a house. How that is going to be possible? If you leave everything, go to a Swami, a fake Swami, go to his ashram, become part of his cult, how will they come to you? You've done your IIM, you've done your IIT, and you have gone to a Swami. For what? For happiness. But happiness is there within you. If the master is telling you that the happiness is somewhere outside, then he's a fake Swami, he's a fake Guru, he's a fake Sadguru. And they're all talking in this language. They're talking in the language of giving an ice cream or giving a chocolate. So they're talking happiness as if it is something like giving and taking of ice cream or chocolate. So the Guru is talking to you in this sense that he will give you happiness or blissfulness. It is something like you go to his ashram and he will give it to you. Is it there in his pocket? Look at his ashram. They have everything. They have ACs. They have all kind of comforts. They are only wearing these robes, the robes of a Swami, the robes of a Guru, the robes of maybe the saffron clothes, and then you have all the qualifications and you're going there for what? So needs require efforts. If it is not there, if this house is a need for me, let us say, I have to work for it. If I need a good car, I have to work for it. I have to effort for it, and it requires efforts. Nothing is possible without any efforts, not even enlightenment. Meditation is that path. Meditation has both the aspects, doing aspect and the non-doing aspects. Even in yoga, you have two aspects. One that you are doing by your bahirangas, the other you are doing by your antarangas. And eventually there is samadhi. Samadhi you cannot do. It has to happen. Same is the case with enlightenment. It has to happen. You cannot get it. You cannot desire it. You will have to work for it. But eventually it will happen to you on that path. If there is a rightful mind, if there is a right mindfulness, one day it will happen. So what I was just saying is that we have to identify our needs and desires. Desires we cannot fulfill, so just throw them away. Needs we have to fulfill. Suppression will not work. Repression will not work. Expression of your needs will work provided you have transformed your expressions. That you are not harming yourself, that you are not harming others, and then you are not harming your existence, your nature, your surrounding. See, creativity, my definition is very challenging. It looks very difficult, but I practice it in my own way. It may not be possible. That I will not harm myself, I will not harm the other, I will not harm my existence, my surrounding. That is the definition of my creativity. It looks very, very challenging. It looks very difficult at the very outset, but that's how it should be. Life should be challenging, right? So needs and desires. Needs are there to be fulfilled, all kinds of needs. Don't worry about the struggle. Don't worry about the efforts. Efforts are needed. If you think that you go to the ashram, no effort is needed, then I think you have misunderstood things. Now, I would like to end with a small anecdote. I heard, and this has happened in the life of Buddha. A person comes to Buddha and says, I want happiness. Buddha looks at him and Buddha says, you please remove want. It is a desire, it is a greed. And then you remove, and then he further says, and then you remove I. It is an ego. And then finally he says, see, look, now you are left with only happiness. You have removed I, you have removed want, and then you are left with only happiness. So I think we all have to do that. We have to remove our greeds, we have to remove our ego. I think this life, this existence is a great benediction. There is only life, there is only celebration, there is only blissfulness. Except that, there is nothing. This is God's nature. The nature of your soul or my soul is blissfulness, happiness. It cannot be anything otherwise. So that is it. With this small message, I would like to end. So I wish, I would like to wish today being International Day of Happiness, I wish you all a very happy International Day of Happiness. And finally, since my channel is named as Awakening, and I being a born Hindu, and I believe in our Hindu heritage, to me, the Vedas and Upanishads are very paramount. The message, the essence of the Upanishads is very important to me. So then I would like to end as I always say, O Lord, move us from ignorance to illumination. Thank you. Thank you so much.